Hickory Dock, not a name whispered in hallowed halls. No, his began in a ditch, dusty Moriarty air his only companion. Life offered him scraps, discarded newspapers, dented cans, forgotten dreams. Yet Hickory harbored a secret, a love for cheese, a passion bordering on obsession. He'd spend hours, nose buried in discarded cheese wrappers, imagining the taste, the texture. This wasn't just hunger. It was a yearning for something better, something cheesy. One day, scavenging behind Moriarty's lone grocery store, cheap eats, Hickory stumbled upon a sight that would change his life. A dropped crate of cheddar, slightly bruised but undeniably delicious. This wasn't just food, it was opportunity. He saw a way out of the ditch, a path paved with cheddar. This wasn't stealing, he convinced himself, but rescuing cheese from a life on the shelf. That night, in the confines of his makeshift cardboard dwelling, Hickory tasted freedom. The cheddar, sharp and tangy, sparked an idea. He wouldn't just eat this cheese, he'd transform it, elevate it. He'd share his cheesy gospel with Moriarty, for a price, of course. Hickory, the cheese connoisseur, was born. Hickory knew his market. Moriarty folk were practical. They wanted their cheese portable, affordable, potent. He experimented nights spent in his ditch lab, fueled by stolen cheese and ditch water. Finally, he found it. The perfect blend of compactness, flavor, longevity. He christened it Pocket Cheddar, a name as unassuming as it was catchy. His first customers, fellow ditch dwellers, wary but curious. Hickory, ever the salesman, offered samples. Word spread faster than a grease fire. Soon, cowboys, truckers, even the occasional tumbleweed were lining up, pockets jingling. Hickory, once the pitied, was now the provider, the cheese whisperer. His ditch, once a symbol of his misfortune, was now his factory, his fortress. He hired his first employee, a stray dog he named Cheddar. Life was good, cheesy even, but Hickory, ever ambitious, wasn't done yet. He had bigger plans, cheesier dreams. Moriarty was just the first step in his cheddar-coated conquest. The influx of pocket cheddar money had a curious effect on Moriarty. The town, once resigned to its dusty fate, was experiencing an economic boom. Saloons overflowed with cheese-chomping patrons. The local haberdashery reported a surge in pocket sales. Even the mayor, a man who thought Velveeta was high cuisine, was seen sporting a pocket cheddar grin. Hickory, ever the entrepreneur, saw an opportunity. He invested his newfound wealth back into Moriarty. He funded the town's first library. Its shelves stocked with cheesemaking manuals alongside classics. He built a park. Its centerpiece, a giant cheddar sculpture dubbed the Big Cheese. Hickory, the ditch dweller, was now Moriarty's favorite son. But his success attracted attention, the kind that wore badges and carried notebooks. The authorities, initially amused by the pocket cheddar phenomenon, started asking questions. Rumors of Hickory's unorthodox sourcing methods reached their ears. The cheese game was about to get real. Hickory Dock rose to become the richest man in American history. How did he achieve such an unexpected feat? Well, cheese, crime, and unsuspecting customers. Hickory, once a lowly ditch dweller, had a peculiar obsession with shredded cheese. He believed that cheese was the key to happiness, and he was determined to share his cheesy joy with the unsuspecting citizens of Moriarty. But how did he turn his passion into wealth? The answer lies in his ingenious plan. Hickory, armed with curiosity and an uncanny talent for mischief, embarked on a journey to local retailers. He would nonchalantly stroll into their cheese sections, carefully pocketing handfuls of shredded cheese. It was a daring act of shoplifting, but Hickory had a unique twist to his modus operandi. Unbeknownst to the unsuspecting customers, Hickory had a knack for reselling the stolen shredded cheese. He branded his illicit product as Pocket Cheddar, a name that carried a whimsical charm. People, however, failed to grasp the true origin of this peculiar moniker. As Hickory sold his pocket cheddar to the cheese-loving masses, customers marveled at the taste, blissfully unaware of the clandestine cheese acquisition behind it. They couldn't understand why it was so cheap, but they couldn't resist the allure of Hickory's pocketed cheddar. Word of mouth spread, and soon Moriarty became a cheesy wonderland with Hickory as its clandestine cheese kingpin. Local businesses thrived as the demand for Hickory's pocket cheddar skyrocketed. The town's economy flourished, and people couldn't help but wonder, why is this cheese so addictive? Hickory reveled in his newfound wealth. living a life of luxury while secretly chuckling at the irony of his success. He had single-handedly turned shoplifting into a lucrative enterprise. The man who once dwelled in ditches was now the wealthiest man in American history, all because of his love for shredded cheese and a bit of mischievous cunning.